excuse the interruption, back to where we were. City water, that's where you're going to hook your hose up to and everything off of city water pressure. And if that were the case, you won't need to use your pump or anything like that. Winterization right here. So if you have an old garden hose, you can cut one of the ends off, screw the end that goes into here, stick that into like a gallon of antifreeze, make it long enough so you can maybe put your gallon here, over here. And then you turn this to winterize, to on. Now when you turn on your pump, instead of it pulling from that fresh tank, the onboard fresh tank, it'll pull from that gallon of antifreeze, and then you can winterize it that way. And then you also have outdoor shower with hot and cold. You can open this up and pass all of your cables and hoses up through underneath this, so you don't always have to have this door open. Yeah, pretty easy. Nice large storage compartment. Nice pass through here. Put any unruly children in there. Dual 20-pound cylinders. There are room to upgrade to 30s. If you wanted 30s, you would get the taller rod and 30-pound tanks. Regulator, it's very easy. It says right here, it's pointing that way. It's going to pull from this tank first. You can have them both on. However, it's still only going to pull from this one first. Once this one empties, this will switch to pulling from this tank automatically. However, this selector, it does not rotate when it switches over. So there's no way for you to really know when it has switched a tank. So keep that in mind. My recommendation is just have one on and leave the other one off. That way when it runs out of propane, you know. Good information here. Most important, tire pressure, 80 psi. Go off of what this says, not what's on your tires. And then cargo carrying capacity. It says that in kilograms, so that's 981 kilograms. I think it's times 2.2 to get it to pounds if you're curious of what it is for pounds. Up here, plenty of storage. With a latch, you can latch that open. It does hook to this with this. And then you got plenty of storage up in the front. Extra supplies, wood, things that get dirty that you don't want to keep in this compartment over there. That compartment's perfect for it. Right here, you have access to your battery. Your battery is what will run all your appliances off of. If you're dry camping or primitive camping somewhere, you can run at least a lot of them off of your battery. In the winter, I recommend taking your battery out. Garage, basement, shed, anything than being stored out in the winter all winter long. Landing gear, so that will do these ones. So if you want to level your trailer, you use your landing gear to kind of get a level front to back. And then you run down the rear stabilizers to help get the shake out of everything. That's also how you'll use it, how you get it on and off of your truck. Raise it up enough, retract or extend, to raise it up to hook your truck underneath it. Then you're going to retract it all the way, and then the remaining amount you'll have to pull this pin and manually raise the legs up. And then manually drop them, and then use the motor to extend it. Hydraulic fluid. Every once in a while you're going to want to check your levels of your hydraulic fluid. If you start being low, add some. If you start seeing evidence of a leak, take it in for maintenance. All your slide outs are hydraulically controlled, so that's the only thing running on hydraulics. Can't really get this open. One hand, there you go. This is just that other side of that storage compartment. A couple extra cranks. This one will be a manual backup for the stabilizers. This could be backup for lowering the spare tire if this one has one, or backup for the front jacks. Have a GFCI protected outlet and then a coax outlet, so you could have a TV set in this compartment and be able to watch TV outside if you'd like. That outlet is GFCI protected, like I said. All of the GFCIs are on the same circuit, so if one trips, they will all trip. And I'll show you on the inside where you reset them at. Water heater, very simple to use. This is all set up for you guys to use it. All you have to do is hook up water, whether it be the city water or turning on your pump for your fresh tank. It'll start filling the water heater up, then you turn it on from the inside, all your controls on the inside, except for the exception of the switch for running it on electric. Before you drain it, crack open your pressure relief, let all the water and pressure get squirted out. Then all you have to do is loosen this and it'll start draining out of there, and then tighten it back up when you're ready to use it again. That was added by the previous owners. It's a somewhat neat feature to have, so you don't have to keep pulling that plug every time. And then you just want to make sure in there isn't full of like spider webs and bees nests. More of the controls are on the inside. Once we go on the inside, I'll show you guys that. Another outdoor shower. This one is on the other side. They call them showers. You probably won't be actually taking a shower out here with it. But spraying off the kids, or if you got pets that were dirty, this will be perfect for that. Just fridge vent. Keep it clean. Make sure it's not gunked up with debris and whatnot. This is where you get airflow for your fridge so it works properly. And this is where any condensation produced by your fridge will come out of. Exhaust for your furnace. It does get hot. Keep anything clear from it. This one, if you see debris, pick it out. Clean it out of there. They do make screens you can put on these. I recommend it. It's just going to keep insects from building nests in there and any debris from building up in there. Outdoor kitchen area. You got a fridge. This fridge will only work if the camper's plugged in. And then let's see if it's plugged in. It's plugged in right now. When you travel, please do latch it closed. Because even though there's this compartment door, you don't want this door to be swinging open and closed as it's inside the compartment. Outdoor TV. So you go another spot, you can watch TV outside. A neat feature about this one is you do have an outdoor stove. All you do is you turn that to light or high. You don't have to push it in or anything and then light it with a lighter. However, you need to get propane to it. So when it folds out, you get this right here. And then this hooks to this quick disconnect in here, and then you open this valve. Opening the valve will keep this from getting unpulled out, and then you'll just light it like normal. Barbecue lighter, match, you just turn it to high like I said. Hold your lighter there until it lights. Then when you're ready to close it up, you unhook the propane line, fold that up like that. Like that. And then this whole thing folds up. So grab anywhere you're comfortable, lift it up, push it in. Once it's in, you're gonna lock it in right here. Set your propane line aside, and then you're good to go. Plenty of storage out here and whatnot. And then we're kind of back to where we started. So we'll go on the inside. Right down here is your breaker box. If I can't get it, doesn't want to open on me. Ugh. Keep in mind this is used and they only approve a certain amount of things to be fixed on it. So if you see something that may not be perfect, keep in mind you are purchasing a used camper. There we go. Someone had repaired it with Velcro. All your breakers for your 120 volt appliances are there. All your fuses for your 12 volt. So you can see you have all 15s and 120. I recommend just buying some spare fuses just to keep separately, just in case something were to happen. Sorry, I'm moving this all around. Light switches. One on the left, I do believe, does. Oh, a porch light right above me. And then one on the right will do another porch light on the opposite side, like a scare light is what they call them, I believe. Coming up through here, all your test lights, so you can read the levels on tanks and everything. You just hold tests. You can read fresh, holding, and gray. Tanks do need dumped on this, so they will dump them. Turn on and off your pump. And then you have 2 baths, so you turn on bath 2. We'll just read that. 3 tank. I don't believe you have 2 bathrooms per se. We do a quick double check. This is my first time seeing this trailer, actually. So you do have a second bathroom, so there will be black and gray for each bathroom. So just want to make sure you guys are as informed. So if you wanted to test the second bathroom, you move the switch to bath 2 and then hit test again. If you want to test the first bathroom, move it to bathroom, hit test again, and you're testing the front bathroom. controls to extend and retract your power awning, which is right there. Slide outs, they're all controlled from one switch since they are hydraulic. So they will all open and close at the same time. Well, not at the same time. It'll go one slide, then the next one, then the next one. Light switch here, like a traditional light switch, because you do have a ceiling fan. Again, that's 110. You need to be plugged in. More light switches. One on the left does the main lights. One on the right will do hall lights and whatnot. Outside lights. And then I do believe this one is another light for that same fixture up there. So that one is controlled from up there or down there. And then your water heater control, this will just be on gas. So it'll be running on propane. If you want to use it on electric, make sure that switch I was showing you on the water heater, that little black small one, is on. That's what runs it on electric. If you're going to run electric, make sure there is water in your water heater. Coming up through here, got your lights in the bedroom. Some of those switches that we're not sure what are, could be these bedroom switches, so we'll turn these lights on at the fixtures. And then we can just fiddle with these switches. Nope, so those are for exterior lights and whatnot. All your bedroom lights are controlled on the fixtures themselves, so you just go through, turn them off. Thermostat is very simple to use. Cool, it's going to be your AC. Fan is just going to run the fan on the AC. It won't actually turn on the AC. And then you have off and heat. Heat is obviously your furnace. You have some fan speeds, auto, high, and low, and then on, high, and low. I recommend auto. It's going to allow the AC to cycle on and off at your set temperature. If you're just running on high, on low, once it gets to its desired temperature or your set temperature, it will continue to run until it freezes up. That's why I recommend just having it running on one of the auto settings. I mean, this is just how you adjust your temperature. Bathroom in here, very basic. Do have a fan up in here. And then again, light switch you just turn on the light itself. Oh, I apologize, that must have been bright. And then I do think, actually, yeah, this one does have a switch. So right here. Makes it a little bit easier, especially at night when you're going in there. You'll know there's a switch, so you don't have to reach up to turn the light on. GFCI outlet, this is the main GFCI outlet, so if any outlet were to trip, this is the one you're going to come in and hit the reset button on. Nice sink in here. Closet. Storage in there. Another spot for TV in here if you'd like to have a TV in here, or if you want to make extra long cables and run the TV and put it out on the shelf so you can actually see it when you're on your bed. This right here is pre-wired for a second air conditioning. It will be a non-ducted one. It'll just be non-ducted. It'll just have the knobs on the AC. It won't be controlled by like a wall-mounted thermostat or anything like that. Your antenna, so you're going to raise and lower it. So you crank up this way to go up, that way to go down. Once it's all the way up, you can pull this down and rotate the whole antenna to tune in the signal. Just before you lower it, make sure these two are lined back up so it sits in the cradle right. Shower, since this does have a clip to lock it open, or lock it closed rather, make sure when you need to travel, it's like that so the door doesn't get swung open. And then you do have a small tub, so if you wanted to take an actual bath. And then you do have a regular shower if you'd like to take a shower. And here, another TV. This gets straps. Anything that gets strapped, you should strap when you travel. Like this door right here, for instance. This is a sliding door. This is what will separate the bedroom from everything. It does have a strap. Make sure you strap it open, like your shower too, and this, so nothing gets damaged when you tow it down the road. Radio is very simple. You have a power button right here. Then you have tune and volume. You can select auxiliary if you want to have your auxiliary cord in. That's right over here. AM, FM, you can select for that. Some sound settings, some different zones. So let's see if we can't fiddle with it. So C is outside. You can hear it. Turn the outside off. B is going to be those two speakers there. And then A is going to be these two speakers there. Then you have presets, push and hold to save a preset. You can mute everything, you can put an alarm on it. It is a DVD player. It should already be hooked to the TV. It is, so you can just pop a DVD in there, turn your TV to the correct source, and be able to watch a movie. Yeah, very simple, very basic, very easy to use. That's what you want. So you can jam out to your music, auxiliary cord, and listen to whatever you want. USB does not interface with the radio. That'll just be so you can like have somewhere to plug your phone in to charge it. This turns into a couch, it turns into a bed actually. Could be incorrect. Yep, it's just like a pull-out couch bed. Very difficult to demonstrate one-handed alone filming, so I won't be able to show you guys that, but it's pretty easy. Let's see if I can do it to it. I'm gonna set this down for just a sec, so I can show you what it looks like when it's out. So you're going to grab this back portion of the couch, it's going to pull out, then basically it's going to roll out again, and you unfold these. And see how it goes back in? Just like that. Over here, it turns into a bed as well. You just lift the table up, remove the table legs. Table will kind of rest on these little shelves here. Then you're just going to use the back cushions to kind of fill that void. Light switch for the light on the side. That one, and then this one will do these two lights right there. Wow, they're bright. Microwave looks like a standard household microwave. You're not plugged in, it will not work. Cooktop's very simple. Just turn it to light, twist your sparker, lights right up. Oven's a little bit different. You gotta turn that to the pilot. Push and hold. As you're pushing and holding, you're gonna get down in here, the barbecue lighter or something, to try to manually light that pilot back there. Once the pilot is lit, and then you're confident that when you let go of holding this, it'll stay lit. Once it stayed lit, you can turn that to your desired temperature. When you're done, if you turn it off the pilot, it leaves the pilot lit, but shuts the burner off. I always recommend before you go to bed or before you leave the trailer for anything longer than half an hour to turn that pilot off. Refrigerator is very simple. You have a couple different switches on or off. You have auto or gas. I recommend leaving on auto. Auto is going to default to AC, which is 110. So if you're plugged in, that's what it's going to use. If the campground were to lose power, see, it's telling me right that. If it were to lose power, someone would accidentally plug you, this will switch to running off of propane, provided you have propane in your tanks or that your tanks are actually on. Then you do have temperature setting, 1 being the cold, 5 being the coldest. I leave it at 5. We'll turn this off for you now. This is an RV refrigerator. It works at a different process than a normal refrigerator does. This fridge will take about 8 to 10 hours to get to operating temperature. So keep that in mind if you can. Plug it in the night before home and let it get cold the night before. That way you guys aren't waiting a half a day to almost a whole day at the campground to be able to use your refrigerator. Right down here is a propane gas detector that's hardwired to the 12-volt system. There are no batteries you need to worry about changing. There's a smoke detector over there, and there should be a carbon monoxide detector in your bedroom. Nope. And then we have the back area to cover. So this back area is one of my favorite features about this camper. It is large back here. There's a lot of space if you have smaller children or pets you need to kind of put away. Well, not put away for your children, but give them some space of their own. This is lots of space back here. You have a couch here. If you want to sit on the couch and give yourself headroom, you just lift that up. And then that'll lock in place up over there. Then this couch turns into a bed the same way that the one in the living room does. When you're traveling up or down, it does not matter which position these beds are in. This one does not flip up or down. This does have a ladder though. When you're like that, keep in mind this is on a slide out. You don't want this to get caught before you close your slide out. Lift this up and put it back in. Another spot for TV in here. So if the kids back here wanted to have their own TV, you could put it here. If you wanted to make the cables longer, like I said, and put it somewhere else where it's easier to see, they could do that too. And then back here, this is like a half bath light switch, and then switch for the fan. And your toilet, this works just like the other toilet. It's a foot pedal. As long as you're pushing it down, it'll continue to flush. And then this will lead to a black and a gray tank too. Make sure we turn these lights off. Yeah, that pretty much concludes your video walkthrough. The used Avalanche. I really like this one. I like there's plenty of room back here. The kitchen area is large. The slide out is just big enough for everything you need it to be. Front bedroom is big. All kinds of TVs and whatnot. It's a great camper. All right. I hope you folks found the video walk informative. Hope you guys enjoy using this trailer a lot. I like it. I hope you guys really do like it. Until next time, goodbye. Video walkthrough on a Keystone Avalanche fifth wheel. We will start in the back. Right here is your shore cord inlet. This is where you plug in your shore cord to the unit and you plug it into wherever you got to, the campground or at home. That's what supplies 120 volts to your camper. Switch for your jacks, stabilizer jacks. So they work that way. These aren't meant for lifting up the trailer, so don't try to use these to raise the rear if you're not level. Bumper, it's going to be the perfect spot to store your sewer hose. These don't come with sewer hose, that'll have to be a separate purchase. Do have a receiver here. It's not for towing, for a bike rack or an extra grate rack to carry more wood or some supplies. Over here is where you're going to dump everything. That's your waste. You have a black, and then your grays drain into this too as well. There's one handle over there. You can see it right there. And then there's more in a compartment. Always make sure their handles are closed, the dump handles, before you take your cap off, or else, you know, you're not going to have a good time. Here are those handles I was telling you about. So you have two gray tanks and a black. This handle right here, right over there, is going to be for a second gray tank. And then you have black and gray here. Black is your toilet water, your gray is everything else. This will be for the bathroom, and then the other one will be for like the galley. You have outdoor power here. You have stuff for satellite prep if you opted for a satellite. Then a cable inlet, so if you're going somewhere that provides cable. Freshwater connector, that's where you're going to rest your hose to fill up the onboard fresh tank. Then you use your pump to pull from that. And the other one is city water. That's where you're going to hook your hose up to and run everything off of city water pressure.